In this video, I will present the top 11 consulting firms for organizational redesign and reorganization. Stay with me until the end because I will also provide you with a free checklist that will allow you to narrow the list down further to ensure that you are selecting the right consulting firm that matches your organization size, culture, location, and transformational changes. Let's jump right into it. First, I will provide you with an overview of each of these selected consulting firms, and then we will transition to using that checklist to narrow down the list further. So, the first organization is Accenture. One thing to know about Accenture is that they are known for large scale transformation engagement, especially when organizational redesign is closely tied to technology, digital platforms, or global operating models. They are often brought in when companies need to restructure across multiple regions, functions, or systems at the same time. So, as I am going over each one of these companies, you want to start to keep some things in mind to determine whether they resonate with what your organization is implementing. So, for example, I just mentioned that for Accenture, they are often brought in when organizations need to restructure across multiple regions, multiple functions, or multiple systems all at the same time. So if that is the situation facing your organization, then you want to add Accenture to your short-listed list of organizations for you to reach out to do a meet and greet and also interview them to help you determine which one organization will be the right. So the process that we are going to use is we are going to go down from this list of 11 consulting firms and then using the checklist, help you narrow it down to 2 to 3. And then your organization should meet with those 2 to 3 and then select one. Okay. So Accenture, their strength is scale and integration, particularly when organizational reorganization is part of a broader digital transformation. Next on this list is Irradion Group Consulting. One reason why Irradion Group is rated a top organizational redesign consultant is that their consulting delivery is handled by hands-on and experienced consultants who stay involved all the way from strategy through implementation to ensure that your organization is experiencing redesign and reorganization successes throughout the entire life cycle. They stand out because they approach organizational redesign as a full business transformation, not just a siloed initiative. Another reason why Irradion Group is recognized as a best consulting firm for organizational redesign and reorganization is their ability to integrate strategy, structure, people, technology, processes, policies, and implementation, literally end to end. Irradion Group is also a recognized management consulting firm for organizational redesign because they apply a 4-phase scalable and flexible reorganization framework, which allows companies to achieve success and user adoption, which is sustained, not just implemented. So, for organizations looking for a top organizational redesign management consultant that delivers end to end transformation, Irradion Group Consulting is often selected based on everything that we just discussed. Next on this list is Bain and Company. They are often brought in when organizational redesign is tightly connected to corporate strategy, growth plans, or cost optimization. Whenever I say cost optimization, that also means cost reduction. They are strong in helping leadership teams rethink structures to improve performance and accountability, especially during periods of rapid change or competitive pressure. So, if that is the situation your organization is faced with, rapid change or competitive pressure from competitors, then Bain is going to be a good consulting firm for you to include in your short listed list. Next, we have Boston Consulting Group, also known as BCG. They are known for data driven organizational redesign and operating model work. They often support organizations that want to use analytics and structured data frameworks to align strategy, structure, and performance, especially in complex or global environments. Next on this list is Capgemini Invent. They typically focus on organizational re engineering that supports digital transformation and new ways of business operations. They are often selected when an organization is redesigning teams, roles, and processes around innovation, technology, and customer experience. Next, we have Deloitte. They bring strong transformation capabilities and they are often used for enterprise wide organizational reorganization efforts. They are commonly engaged when restructuring must align with finance, risk, compliance, and large program delivery across an organization. So, if that's your organization, that's the environment your organization is faced with, where restructuring must align with finance, risk, compliance, and large program delivery, then you want to consider them and add them to your shortlisted list. Next on this list is Kearney. They are known for practical, operations focused organizational redesign. They are frequently selected when restructuring is driven by efficiency, cost control, supply chain optimization, or functional performance improvement. And it goes without saying that at any point during this video, you can pause. If you would like to take more notes, you can pause. And you can also rewind to go back on any of the overviews that I just provided. Next on this list is McKinsey. They often support enterprise level organizational redesign tied closely to corporate strategy and leadership models. They are typically engaged when organizations want to rethink governance, decision rights, and leadership structures at the highest levels. Just to do a quick recap of something that I said before we go on to providing you with an overview of Oliver Wyman. The goal of this first segment of this video is to go one by one with an overview of each one of these consulting firms for organizational redesign and reorganization to allow you to get a sense of the strengths that each one brings to the table. The next segment, which we are going to get to in a few minutes, is going over that checklist to help you narrow down the list even further. Okay? All right. Oliver Wyman. They are often chosen when organizational restructuring intersects with financial performance, risk management, or regulatory considerations. They commonly focus on clarity, accountability, and performance discipline within redesigned structures. Next on this list is PwC Advisory. They support organizational redesign that connects structure with finance, risk, and enterprise transformation. They are frequently involved when restructuring must align with regulatory, compliance, or financial reporting requirements. Finally, we have Roland Berger. They are well known for strategy driven organizational redesign, particularly in industrial, manufacturing, and European markets. So, if your organization falls under industrial sector, manufacturing sector, or based in Europe, then you want to consider them. They often focus on competitiveness, operational excellence, and streamlined structures. So if your organization is in a situation where you are transforming to be more to more effectively compete with your competitors, or your organization is redesigning to achieve operational excellence, or you just want to streamline organizational structures, then you want to consider them on your list. So, as you can see, each one of these firms brings different strengths to organizational redesign, reorganization, restructuring, and re engineering initiatives. In the next section, let us jump into reviewing that practical checklist to help you narrow this list down and help you confidently select the right organizational redesign consulting partner that fits your organization's needs. So, as promised, here is the full checklist that you can use to identify the best consulting firm for your organization. Use the link below this video to download this checklist, and you and members of your team can start applying this checklist immediately as you evaluate potential partners. As you can see on my screen, step one is narrowing down the list. So before interviews even begin, you want to reduce your options to just 2 or 3 consulting firms by assessing similar types of projects that they have delivered, as well as whether they provide hands-on strategic and tactical support. This is important because you want to ensure there is adequate project type fit as well as industry fit, meaning that do they support your specific industry? Geographic presence is also important, but most importantly, is also delivery model. What does this mean? It really means, do they have a scalable and flexible delivery framework which will allow them to hit the ground running on day one and providing value? So this is very important. Also, do they provide hands-on tactical as well as strategic support is also very important. The next step is interviewing the shortlisted list of 2 to 3 consulting firms. And during the interview, we are recommending that you ask them some of these questions that we have included here. But you don't have to ask them all of these questions. We have included why each question matters, as you can see on my screen. That way, you can better determine which of these questions you will prioritize when meeting with and interviewing the consulting firm. Step 3 is where you evaluate and you also compare the interviewed 2 to 3 firms to determine which one to select. So after the interview, you want to compare them based on their delivery approach, cultural alignment, their communication style, and how they connected with you and your team during the interview. Why is this important? Well, you represent your company's culture. And so if the consultants connect very well with you, they are very likely to also connect well with impacted users across your organization. So that level of connection is very important to help you narrow down the list between the 2 to 3 firms that were interviewed down to one to be selected for this opportunity. As you can see here on the checklist, we emphasize look for chemistry. That basically means looking for connection for the management consultants that clicked well with you and your other leadership team that were part of interviewing the consulting firms. Step four is where you make the final decision. Before you finalize your choice, you want to ensure you are confirming scope, timelines, and success measures such as adoption and business impact. Most importantly, though, you also want to ensure that you align with the consulting firm on how knowledge transfer will happen at the end. Basically, the right consulting firm should leave you and your organization stronger, more capable, and better prepared for future initiatives. So, the main message is very simple though. The best consulting firm for your organization is not the biggest name or the most popular brand. It is the consulting firm that understands your people, your culture, and your business goals and will help you achieve lasting results long after the engagement ends. That is the best consulting firm for your organization. And if your organization is preparing for or currently undergoing a mid to large scale organizational redesign, reorganization, restructuring, or re engineering initiative, I can help. As shown in this video, Iridium Group Consulting is ranked as one of the top management consulting firms for organizational redesign. Whether you are evaluating consulting partners, navigating change, or facing challenges, or you simply want to have an objective conversation about pain points or challenges that your organization is running into, you can reach out to me. I would love to have that conversation with you. Okay. So use the link below to connect and let's start the conversation. You will see a line item below this video that says contact OB Irradion, and that is how you can contact me so we can have a conversation. Okay? And don't forget to like this video, as that lets me know that you have received value from it. You can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss great content like this one.